So, ladies and gents, with the negative news that Dune Part 2 has been delayed, quite a substantial amount of time, until the next year, this will come as some good news. It's a tease that Dune Part 3 will be happening. Now, it's not confirmed, but it's confirming that Dune Part 3 will be Messiah. And also stated outrightly from Denis Villeneuve is that there are words on paper. I.e., at least Legendary are looking for a script. You know, they're at least commissioning a script. There's talks. There won't be words on paper otherwise. So this is good news. You can all but confirm this movie does reasonably well and gets sold off in secondary markets. Or should I say secondary revenue streams quite well. Dune Part 3 will happen. But apparently, Denis doesn't want to do any others. Just Dune Part 3, Messiah, that's it. So interesting. But take this as some positive news, I think. I would say, quite frankly. So Dune Part 2 director teases Dune Messiah and says there are already words on paper. Cool. Good. Excellent. Happy to hear it. So earlier this year, it was reported that Dune Part 2 would not be the concluding chapter in Denis Villeneuve's adaptation of Frank Herbert's seminal sci-fi saga. After all, as the director was planning to helm a third movie based on the second book, Dune Messiah. Now Villeneuve has confirmed that should he get the opportunity, he will indeed direct Dune Part 3. But that's it. That's it. If I succeed in making a trilogy, that would be the dream. The filmmaker tells Empire. Dune Messiah was written in reaction to the fact that people perceived Paul Atreides as a hero, which is not what he wanted to do. My adaptation of Dune is closer to his idea that it's actually a warning. Love it. Cool. But he does say, if he does get the chance to adapt Messiah, he's got no interest in going any further, because he says, and I quote, after that the books become more esoteric. Now, if you know anything about the books, that's the sort of understatement of the century. Paul Atreides becomes like a giant sandworm. Honestly, it's insane. It's insane. And there is a place for that. But I think if you're making this quite serious sci-fi epic, to then go that route, would it stand up if you were to watch them all back to back? Probably not. So, yeah. Anyway, obviously, third film, like I said, it will hinge on how good Dune Part 2 is at the box office, but not just that, and it is important to note, Dune Part 2 will make or break on secondary revenue streams. That's where Legendary will probably make its money the most, in fact. I would genuinely imagine that. But Villeneuve is confident in that because, again, as I said, he says there are words on paper. There won't be words on paper otherwise. There won't be. That means that they are happy with everything that's happening. Happy with the tracking. Yeah. It's good. Really, really, really good. Now, this is interesting and it's important to note. So, obviously, in terms of the details for Part 2, Messiah is going to be set 12 years after the events of the opening novel. There's a lot going on. So, how Villeneuve is going to condense that into one film is quite a surprise because he had to split the first book into two films. But then Part 2 may adapt a bit of Messiah, I guess. It is surprising that that's the route they're going down. But like I said, this is just a big interview with Empire magazine. Sorry, I couldn't get my words out then. And it's a shame, it's a shame that this got shit-canned, quite frankly. Massive shame, quite frankly, because at the end of the day, they'd already started their big marketing push. But some fantastic images here. Beautiful images. Really, really, really nice. It's funny as well, even Empire. And while any future Dune sequels once again hinge on the box office results of Part 2, Villeneuve plans for Part 3 aren't just nebulous thoughts. I will say there are words on paper, he teases. Fingers crossed, there will eventually be images on a screen too. Quite funny, really. And anyway, here you have the two covers of Empire magazine. They're quite cool. Quite cool. I quite like them. No matter what you think of Dune Part 1, it looked bloody great. You know, visually stunning. So, interesting. I was surprised that they even greenlit a second one. I think I said it at the time. This wasn't ragging on it because I liked the first one, but box office wise, it just didn't seem to make that much sense monetarily to then greenlight a second. And I don't know how much of that is because it was already bankrolled. They might have had financing deals already. But Legendary makes some interesting choices with their films. Because on paper, you'd look at Godzilla, Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and be like, they bombed. Why are they making more? And it's not just that they're making more. They went from Godzilla King of the Monsters to Godzilla vs. Kong to Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire to selling stuff to Netflix and Apple and just all over the place. So I don't know quite how they're doing their financing. Because on paper, a lot of this stuff is a bomb. Dune Part 1 was a bomb on paper. So Dune Part 2 being greenlit was always a fascinating run of events for me. And again, not that I didn't want it to happen, because it was a good film. I enjoyed it. Bit long, not a complete story. Obviously, it's Part 1. So I was looking forward to Part 2. But anyway, I digress ever so slightly. I'm sure, the point of that is, I am sure that Part 3 will be made. And it will be, he says it's Messiah. So there you have it. Past that, it's done. You can pick up the books and read some batshit mentality going on there. Because, good God, is it really, really off the chain. It is. It's not really worth reading, quite frankly, I don't think. I'm not going to lie. I don't think it's worth reading. But there you have it, ladies and gents. What do you think? Dune Part 3 Messiah? Would you want to see them go further? Do you think they'd stack up or not? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I don't personally think that they do. But that's just me. Are you surprised that Dune Part 3 may get made due to the box office results? And if you've got any further thoughts on how they're getting on their paper, how they're making their money, I'd love to hear it. Because, yeah, to me, it's all those secondary revenue streams. It has to be. Anyway, whatever. Hope you're having a great day. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Please do check out my second channel, which is my podcast channel, Miss H Reviews Live Archives. You can watch all of the Hcast episodes up there. They're great stuff. You'd love it. It's linked down below. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.